Hi everybody, Eric Swanson with Duraburb, where we bring you authentic Duraburb built Duramax SUVs right here in Central Florida. Well, today we're taking a look at something that we haven't visited in some time. This is actually what is referred to as our California compliant. We get this question a lot, is whether or not I can have a Duraburb Duramax Suburban in the state of California or any other heavily monitored pollution control state. And the answer is absolutely yes, you can. But the vehicle does have to be built to certain standards that are required. So in order to do that, we've worked with a department called the Bureau of Automotive Repair in California, also known as BAR, and we've worked out agreements with them to produce these vehicles to make it so that you can own and register your vehicle in the state of California or in any other state that has heavy pollution control monitoring. Well, walking around the truck, you'll notice it really doesn't look anything unusual. It's just a very, very clean, nice Yukon XL. You will notice that besides the Duramax nomenclature, it does have a vented exhaust tip on it. Now, that is for the cooling effect, for the DPF. And this is a 2012 Suburban, and it is outfitted with a 2012 LML. So let's take a couple minutes to look at the highlights under the hood, and you'll see just how these trucks are put together here at Duramax. As always, you'll notice when you look around under the hood, everything's in the factory location. The S&B air cleaners that we use are CARB approved. Also, you'll notice we have the Banks hot side pipe. That also is CARB approved. So everything is acceptable for any emission testing. You'll also notice over here you have your urea fill point. So just the same as it would be on a Silverado. So when you're looking around here, even though this is a Yukon XL, under the hood, it looks like a GMC Sierra or a Chevy Silverado. And that's what we really work hard to strive to produce, is something that is easily serviceable. There's nothing unusual about the vehicle, so if you go to your local GM store, they can work on this. They don't have any problems with that. So everything is, like we always say, in the factory location, and it functions exactly as it would if it was from General Motors. Now when we go inside, you'll notice that the client for this project, he wanted AutoTrack 4-wheel drive. He's from up north, and he wanted to make sure that he had everything to make the vehicle as easy to drive in inclement weather as possible. So he went with AutoTrack. He also retained the stability management system. So everything has been tied in and integrated into his Suburban, or his Yukon XL in this case. And let's stick the key in. Like we like to say, everything simply works. You'll notice everything on the dash functions exactly as it should. He's got navigation and everything in here. So the stability management system, if you want to override it, you can press the button, turn off traction, press it again, press it and hold it. You can turn off traction and you can turn off stability. There you go. So turn everything back on again. So it's all tied in and completely integrated. And same with the 4-wheel drive. Notice we have the AutoTrack 4-wheel drive, which is really super cool. And so we've got the notice on the dash letting us know that we're in 4-wheel drive. And then you have the standard 4-wheel drive and 4-low if you want to use it. So, and then back to 2-wheel drive. Now, one thing that's on this vehicle that's really nice, we've been highlighting this recently, is the CTS scanner. This is, well, they refer to it as a CTS2. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit so that we can see it better. The nice thing about this, you'll notice that I have it set up a little differently than normal because this being a California compliant vehicle. So what you're seeing here in this gauge is the urea range, which that's actually not correct because this hasn't regenerated enough times. It's only regenerated twice. It hasn't even regenerated enough to get off of the 100% level. So if you accelerate really hard in the truck, it'll go down to like 96%. So it's still too full. But so you have your urea level, you have down here your soot mass in grams, and then over here you have your DPF status, and you have your exhaust gas temperature. So, and then the extra gauges we throw in when we set the vehicle up, and you can customize this any way you want, but you know, everybody likes to see boost. It's a relevant number, but everybody likes it. We do look at rail pressure, desired rail pressure, and then actual rail pressure to make sure that, you know, we don't have a restriction in the fuel system somewhere. And then of course your gear selection lets you know what gear you're in and whether or not the torque converter is locked up. So, you know, kind of gives you an idea of what's going on in transmission. But the most important things here, especially on a California compliant vehicle, is things like, you know, your urea level, your soot mass. So when this hits about 45, 50 grams, you're going to see DPF status turn on. And then you're going to see exhaust gas temperatures go from around 500-600 degrees to 1,000. And then you'll notice this slowly tick down, and it'll go down to around 10, maybe 5 grams, and then it resets, this turns off, and the truck goes back to normal. All of this happens seamlessly. You don't even know what's going on. You wouldn't know if it weren't for this CTS monitor what was actually happening, because now with the urea injection systems, they're so efficient that they'll actually regenerate at low speed. So you don't even need to be on the highway anymore. You can just be driving down the road in normal use at 30 miles an hour, and it's sitting there regenerating all along. You didn't even know it. So that's kind of nice. You know, it's a really neat meter. They're only, in today's money, at the time of shooting this video, they're around $500. You know, they're a nice option because they give you gauges that you just don't have down here. You know, you do get everything like, you know, your typical things that you'll find in the cluster, but you know, fuel filter life. But see, when you get to things like, that's a good one to look at, exhaust fluid, see, there's no way for the body control module on the Suburban to understand what the computer from the Duramax is telling it for exhaust fluid, because even though this is a diesel dash, you've got a Suburban body control module in between, and it can't do the math for that. So you can just simply look over here and see exactly what your urea level is and how many miles till it's extinguished, which is usually between oil changes. So that's one of the advantages of CTS, is it gives you that extra information. But other than that, as you see, looking around, everything else is, yeah, it's just pretty straightforward and normal. So at any rate, this is the video segment on the California compliant Duraburb Duramax SUV. So if you're looking for a diesel in an SUV and you want something that's not going to give you any problems, that you can register anywhere in the United States and there's no questions, give us a call here at Duraburb. We'll be more than happy to help you out, and we'll put you in a compliant vehicle today. My name is Eric. Thank you for taking time to watch our video, and you have a wonderful day.